Do you have a 401k and some savings for future retirement, but don't even know if it's enough to live off of? How much is enough? How often are you thinking about it? The team at JPEX Financial Group can help set your mind at ease. We specialize in creating strategies in the planning and managing of your financial, educational, and investment needs. We help clients pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal, tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful, and open relationships are the foundation of our practice. You've worked hard for your money and should feel confident in your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Your goals are our goals. We are dedicated to your needs and hopes for your future. Visit our website and give us a call at 860-430-5397. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. JPEX Financial Group, LLC is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. JPEX Financial Group is located at 78 Eastern Boulevard, Glastonbury, Connecticut.
What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night. Speaking It Real is back. Wow, I don't even know how long it's been. I know we took, maybe July, August, September, and halfway of October. I mean, can you believe that? How much time we took off? It's crazy. I mean, I kind of forgot a couple things on what I was doing on the show as far as the producing part. I left my face on there. Sketchy, what's up, stranger? How you doing? We're back and we're rolling. We're gonna use you guys, comments today because, as you can see, it's just me. Carlos eventually will join us. I don't know when, but he will. Yeah, Sketchy. I kind of started flip flopping around with things somewhere about last month, more or less. I was like, you know what? It's time to make some changes with the show. We're coming back on, so I just started playing around with the look. I kind of figured that I've been paying for all this production software that I barely use. I was like, damn, I gotta get the best of it. So just playing around. I people shoot me images. I told my kids, hey guys, create a new logo for me. I'll pay you for it. It's all right. You gotta get the kids entertained for stuff and get them going. So I'm on that binge. I mean, hey, look, guys. Again, Speaking of Rio is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. For all your podcasting needs, we're on Apple, Google, Spotify. You know what? You can find us anywhere, pretty much. You know, um, Share my show, like I've always said in the past. Share with your friends, your frenemies, your enemies. Share with whoever you like. At the end of the day, it's all about speaking the truth, knowing what we're talking about. Yeah, you know what? It's always good to have Carlos on the screen next to me because you know what? Carlos and I kind of don't agree on a lot of things, but we agree on others. I mean, I'm more than willing to have a conversation with anybody. Anybody wants to join the show, by all means, you are more than welcome. We have a lot of stuff going on today. There's been a lot to talk about. It's You have shootings all over the place, and senseless shootings. You had a Parkland shooter trial. You had a fight in the middle of the street in Miami. That's gonna be our what the fuck location, our WTF segment of the night. I mean, when you see this, you're gonna be like, what? Why? So it's gonna be interesting. We got good sportsmanship, bad sportsmanship, people being stupid. I don't understand really what's going on with the world today. We're gonna start off right now. I'm gonna tell you. Let's see who else is true. There are fights in the middle of the street in Miami all the time. Yeah, there is, but it's ridiculous. But we'll get to that one later. I don't know if Ovi's around, if he's listening. I'll have a segment for you later on tonight. So hopefully you're listening, or maybe you're maybe on one of your shows right now. Who knows? But you know what? We're gonna start off with this. Good sportsmanship, learning young. This was during the Little League World Series. Boom, the kid's hit. The kid got hit in the head. Normally, what do our major leaguers do? They rush the mound. The kid was actually on the ground for a bit. He got on base, and you know what he did? He saw that the pitcher was having a hard time. Felt bad for the pitcher. Goes up to the pitcher, and he told the pitcher, "Hey, it's okay." You see, look at this. My Echo Alexa stuff when you do, and she doesn't listen to me. I muted her earlier today, and now I'm gonna get her quiet because there's people at my front door. There now Alexa's not gonna bother me. So going back to this child, this was during the Little League World Series, Regional Championship. Obviously, the kid got hit in the head with a bad pitch, and it's not always on purpose. In this case, obviously the pitcher was not doing well himself. He had a hard time because he knows that a shot to the head hurts and it's pretty crappy. It wasn't on purpose. He knew that he could have hurt him. So you know what? Kudos to them. Starting young. And understanding that not everything that happens is on purpose. I mean, as a matter of fact, I was at a baseball game not that long ago where a kid from the outfield threw the ball towards the infield, past the infield fence, and it hit a parent right smack in the nose. You know what? Could the kid been a little bit more careful? Probably. But it was an accident. Sometimes people don't understand that accidents do happen. No one really meant to hit him, but it happens. So I'm going to tell you what is no accident. And I don't even have a video on this because I'm disgusted by it. But Aqib Talib, Yaqub Salik Talib, he's the brother of the former NFL player Aqib Talib. He turned himself into Dallas County Police. Why? What could this guy have done, right? Oh, okay. So going back to the baseball sketch, I saw an interview with both of these kids. The message to everybody was to help and be kind to others when they need it. It was an accident. You know what? You're absolutely right. Those kids are on the right track. But going on to this guy, um, I thought I had a video on this. I probably do, and I kind of forgot to put it up. So yeah. Apparently, there was a football game, and there was some bad officiating that people didn't agree with. That the coaches didn't agree with, and a fight broke out between the coaches. This man decides to whip out a gun and shoot somebody. I don't understand as to why, you are you're on a child sport. Why are you even bringing a firearm? What are you doing? You know, to me, it makes no sense as to why there's even a fight between the coaches. Look, it's a game. I understand that there's feelings involved. I get it. But are you on the field? No, you're not. The child's on the field. Let the children play their game how they want to play. You're there to coach them and teach them the game. What are you sitting there being a coach and teaching these kids that, hey, game's over, we're going to argue with the referees, or then we're going to throw down with the referees? I mean, really? What kind of world are we in? I mean, look, when I started coaching, that was one of the things that got me back into coaching. Our team had a fight with the other team. And I'm like, no, this is not the way to do things. There's other ways to solve it. Is there emotions? Yes. Do you get pissed off at the referees? All the time. All the time. But you need to control yourself. Because if you're not controlling yourself, you're not teaching the child anything. You know, tell me that you're teaching them something. When you know that there's bad calls, the kids know that there's bad calls, right? But at the end of the day, you go back to your huddle. You don't make excuses. You tell the kids, hey, you know what? You guys either play good or you guys didn't play good at all. But yeah, referees didn't make good calls. It happens. It's part of the game. Not everybody's perfect. I mean, if perfect existed, then we wouldn't be here. Let's see, sketchy. The coaches are trying to live through the children. They take the game too seriously. Fighting never solves anything. You're absolutely right. The coaches do take the game serious. And I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me once when I was coaching. I'll never forget. I was at a football game. I don't remember exactly what transpired, because it's been several years. But there was a bad call, and my other coaches started arguing with the ref and fighting with the ref, and I'm like, no, 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 wait. I go to the ref and I'm trying to explain to him, hey, look, I think you made a bad call, and he just shot me down. I got it. It was the heat of the moment, you know, no problem. It's gonna happen. Um, so I went to him at halftime. I left the team a minute. I went to him at halftime and I go, look, this was the play, blah 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 blah. I don't remember what the call was, but I remember I went up to him and I explained to him. And later on, he was like, you know what, you're right. I effed up. I was like, no worries. It is what it is. It didn't affect the outcome of the game. It didn't do anything, and I know sometimes these calls can affect the outcome of the game. But at the same time, they're human beings. You know, can't cut a play. There's penalties on every play. If they sit there and they call every single flag, guess what? Game's never, never gonna end. So sometimes you gotta let the kids play. And you know what? If you don't like a call, okay, I get it. Take it up later. But there's no need to fight, have any physical altercations at a child game. I don't get that. I don't understand that. So you know what, guys? Kudos to those that don't fight at the games. All right. And that's it. As a fan, do we tell the referees, hey, you made a bad call? Of course we do. As parents, do we tell them? Yes, we do. Am I going to jump into a referee's face? No, I'm not. I refuse to do that. I refuse to jump in anybody's face over a child game unless you're being deliberate, unless you're being, unless you're doing things on purpose to hurt another child. At that point is where I will jump into a game and I will hurt somebody then, because that's different. That's different there. But it is what it is. Let's see what this guy has to explain, because apparently there's a side of the story that he hasn't told yet. So we'll figure it out. We'll see. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? So going on to other things. So I do want to talk about this. Parkland shooter victim's family. I think I spelled that wrong. Yeah, I did. So we're gonna leave it at that. Actually, we're gonna do this here. Parkland families get justice. So, did the Parkland families get justice? Um, Depending on who you speak to, some people will tell you yes, they did, because either way, the guys would be in jail. Okay, and not get out. Others will tell you no, they did not, because he should have gotten the death penalty. So my question here is, how could you? There was a 12-person jury. Okay, according to what I have read and I have heard, so there was 7 people, 7 jurors wanted the death penalty. 1 juror wanted life, and 4 were undecided. This was at the time of deliberation. Okay, so my question here is, what is considered good? What is considered bad? What does it take for the Parkland shooter to get the death penalty? As a matter of fact, it's kind of crazy because I can't stand DeSantis, but check out this video. And this came after he, I guess he heard the verdict or whatnot or the other.
I'm going to work with the legislature. We need to reform some of these laws. You can't just have one holdout do that, and who knows what was going on back there, but that was a miscarriage of justice.
He's even stating it. It's a miscarriage of justice. Now, I've heard things that there was jurors that were threatened, so, I mean, I don't know what to really believe on that. I know that I've been on a jury, and it sucks to be on a jury sometimes, because the faith of whatever you're trying is in your hands, and that is something that sucks, because you can't guilt the person if the facts are not there. Now, in this case, I saw the whole trial. Or actually, I saw probably about a good 80 to 95% of the trial. And from what I saw on that trial, this kid deserved to get the death penalty. Okay, his defense team was claiming fetal whatever disorder. I can't even pronounce it because I don't remember what it was. But apparently, I guess his mom did drugs and drank and smoked when she was pregnant with him. So he came out a little slow. Yeah, you know what? Were there records of teachers saying that he had problems? Yes. But I'm sorry, but if you could do this, Okay, and this is squeezing the trigger 139 times, then you know what you're doing. If you could walk around a building with any type of firearm and start shooting people, you know what you're doing. It doesn't take rocket science to figure out that a gun kills people. I don't care what disability you have. Okay, and that's for sure the issue there. It's, this guy should have gotten the death penalty. Unfortunately, that's the justice system. You know, so the biggest issue here is if a single juror disagrees, then the defendant is going to be sentenced to life in prison. So you had that one juror that wanted life in prison. The other four were undecided, and I guarantee you that the other four that are undecided, if there would have been everybody that had the death penalty, it would have been a unanimous decision to be death. But unfortunately, that's our justice system. I don't agree with it. The parents were outraged, obviously, and my heart goes out to them. My heart really goes out to him because he gets to live his life in jail, and they got to pay for it. They're paying for him to live in jail. I mean, I know that one of the parents was saying that he's going to get his in jail, and that she hopes he sees him die in jail by somebody killing him. So, kudos to her. I hope that justice is served in jail. I think he will be served in jail. My own special opinion there, because to me it just makes no sense whatsoever as to why this guy is there. So I got another topic here. And I was listening the other day on the radio, and they were talking about sharing location. Do you share location with your significant other? Why and why not? That is the question. Why not share location? Why don't you want to share location? People are saying, some people just were like, nope, I don't share location. And others were like, well, you don't share location when you have something to hide. Is that true? Or is that not true? I wonder. I want to hear from you guys out there about sharing location. I mean, as far as I go, it doesn't bother me. I got nothing to hide. And I think sharing and I mean sharing location with your significant other. Not really your kids, because your kids is a different story. You kind of need to know where your kids are at. So, that aspect, I get it. But, just sharing location in general. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? I don't know, man. I think sharing location is good, has its perks, and it doesn't have its perks. But I think in all, it's good to share your location, because then if anything ever happens to that individual, there's a place to go find you. You shouldn't have to share location. A relationship is based off trust. I trust my girlfriend and don't fret about where she is when I'm not with her. No, you know what? I agree. Relationships are based on trust. But now my question here lies in, isn't it good to have the location though? Because if the person does come up missing, I mean, let's say your girlfriend comes up missing. Wait a minute. Sketch, you got a girlfriend? You're no longer testing cars? Oh my goodness. Sketchy has a girl. How long have you been with this person? We've only been gone since July. But either way, I think that sharing your location is not a lack of trust. I think sharing your location. You finally bought a car. Yeah, I see that. Actually, here's Sketchy's original comment. Sketchy, you bought a car. You know what? Hopefully, Carlos will chime in on this in the comments. I don't know if he's around or where he's at, but if he is, I'm gonna send him a text message. Maybe he can place a comment. Well, I can't even paste the show notes. I can't even get the link now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna text him and I'm gonna tell him, check it out, that you bought a car. What do you think about that, Sketch? Sketchy bought a car. So, going back to what I'm saying, though, the sharing of the location is not a lack of trust. I think it's, well, here's Carlos. I don't share shit. Well, Carlos, why don't you share? Please explain to me, why don't you share anything? Do you have something to hide? What did you get? Sketchy, they're asking you, what did you get yourself into? So giddy up. So again, I go back to it. What are you hiding? Do you Carlos says he doesn't share shit. And a little bit right. Carlos likes to be mysterious. So, only when asked to. Okay, but again, what is the mystery of sharing your location? Carlos, would you like to come on and explain this to us? Because I would love to have you on the show right now. I'll send you the link and you can get on. So my question to you is why? Why not? I think you could be better off if maybe you send locations. Or you share your location. It's sharing location is sketchy in a sense, right? Because if you're hiding from anybody, then guess what? Then there's a problem. Because you're hiding and you don't want that person to find out. Oh, wait, I can't do that to you. So once again, how do you do this? Do you want to share location? Do you not want to share location? You know, and why not? My question is, why not share location? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you trust the person you're with, there's nothing to hide. So share your location. I got nothing to hide. I'll tell you, hey, look, this is where I'm at. Were couples sharing their location in the 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, etc.? No. Why start now? I think that we live in different times. I think that, in those eras, right? Sure, people didn't share locations, but I'm also sure people were telling their significant others, hey, this is where I'm going. So why not? I share my location. I have others share locations with me. That doesn't mean I'm constantly checking where they're at. Exactly. Except my kids. I hunt them down sometimes. Well, I think we all hunt down our kids. But again, it's one of those that's one of those situations where you don't know if you should share location. I think that if you don't know if you should share location or not, then you got issues hiding from others. And if that's the case, then you really shouldn't even share a location. Because I think in that case, you kind of are being sketchy, but by all means, I share my location. I don't have any remorse about it. Doesn't bother me. If I have something to hide, I don't. So why not? So, I mean, maybe we could leave this topic for another day when I have somebody like my brother Carlos, you know, arguing with me next to me. I'm hoping to see if you could get on, but, I sent him the link, but I don't think he's going to be on. He's not that crazy. Carlos, are you crazy enough to get on? Maybe not. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. So, going on to our what the fuck? Our WTF. Our WTF. So let's see. I'm driving. I'm at Publix on Hammocks Boulevard. It's not about people. It's more about the crazy stuff that the phone does. Wait a minute, Carlos. Explain to me, what does the phone do? I mean, I don't really see the phone doing anything. I mean, what is it? Do you think Uncle or Big Brothers are looking for you? And again, if you got nothing to hide, why not share it? So I guess when my brother says he's at Publix, he's waiting for somebody. But we'll leave that at that, you know. So going on to our WTF moment. This is what you see in Miami, and it's crazy to even see this. These guys they're fighting in the middle of the freaking highway. And guess what? They jumped right in their car and they left. People, what the hell? The hell's going on? What are we fighting over in traffic? Did you not let me get in the lane? Don't get me wrong. I get pretty bad sometimes. Okay. I get pretty bad sometimes and I could get upset when I'm driving. I just look out for the other person to see what they're doing. But do we really need to get out of the car, especially the middle of the highway? Forget if you're in the streets. I mean, this was highway. Are we okay? Elizabeth, people are way too angry lately. There's too much hate. Yeah, there is. There is a lot of hate. I agree. People do get angry. I don't understand as to why people always like to get angry when they're driving. I mean, again, it's happened to me. Okay, it's happened to me. Um, is it right? Probably not. You know, let's see. Sketchy. People are kooks. Studies have shown people will get more aggressive behind the wheel due to the metal cage around them. The times are the times are driving people to act like this. Highly unacceptable. It's very unacceptable. But I think most of that crazy road rage stems from people not having enough sex. Okay, I see. Interesting. Maybe some people have road rage like that. I mean, I don't have road rage like that at all. So, every now and then I get upset, but not all the time. So I'm just gonna do like Elizabeth. Well, our last segment of the day. Um, let's see. I co-sign Elizabeth G. Yes, sketchy. I think you might be right. Let's see. Sex releases unhappy hormones. If people have more sex, they'll be happier. Hey, look, you know what? I completely agree. I mean, that's why Elizabeth is always happy. I think, I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm always happy. So, it is what it is, you know. You know, thanks, sketchy. So, oh gosh, people, people, people. So, our next topic is about where are my pictures here? So we have three gentlemen here, three Connecticut, or I think it's Bristol police officers in Connecticut. I'm sure we've all heard about this. These three officers, right? We're looking at where did I put them here? Here we go. All right, so two officers killed after an ambush in Connecticut. Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Officer Alex Jimenez, which are the first two on the left, were gunned down outside a home where they had responded to a 911 call about a possible domestic violence call. The guy on the right, which his name is Alec Lorto, he was wounded. Okay. You know, I don't understand as to why all this kind of needs to happen. Why are people shooting on cops? These are the people that protect us. I wish that Ovi actually knew Sergeant Dustin DeMonte. Guys, this is like really sad. This is, uncalled for. I really don't understand as to, you know, what was this guy's mentality. It's just it doesn't. He called the cops to say there was a domestic violence. And it just to me it doesn't make sense. Extreme tragic. Rest in peace to those officers killed and speedy recovery for the other one. Another senseless act of gun violence in America. No, this is completely senseless. Again, I've always been a gun supporter, and I still am. And that's not going to change. But my question here is, what the hell is wrong with people? What did these three individuals do to you? You know what they do. I mean, I'm sure. I haven't read bios on them, but you know what? I'm sure they have families. Okay, possibly even kids. I mean, and we're talking about. I mean, these guys look young. These guys look very young. And I don't understand the senseless act of violence. Of these three individual police officers. I don't get it. I mean, just in in this year alone, there have been at least 54 law enforcement officers have been killed by intentional gunfire. Okay, notice the keyword intentional. I don't know what's the unintentional one. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Let's see something. And this comes from the Officer Down Memorial page on the shootings. So total line of duty deaths 191. 64 of them were COVID. Wow. Vehicular pursuit were 3 of them. Vehicular assault, 10 of them. Gunfire, 53. Inadvertent gunfire, 3. I can tell you something. Here in Miami, today it happened, where there were some cops at a range, and someone shot one of the instructors by accident. So it doesn't make sense. I know we had a death in Miami of a police officer. You know what? Maybe a couple months ago, and that was pretty crappy. Etchy, was his name. I mean, maybe I'll find him here in this page. But and that was another senseless act. I don't I don't understand a lot of these police officer shootings when by these senseless criminals. These people should not be on the streets. They shouldn't be anywhere. They should definitely not own a gun. So yeah, Officer Cesar Echi Escavera. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do something here because these are things that I really need to. I just want you guys to see also because I like when you guys are able to see what I'm doing at the same time. Oh no, wrong screen. Oops. Hold on. Da, 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 da. This is it. So this is what I'm looking at, right? Oh wait, you can't see it. So this is the screen that I'm looking at. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you see this website, there's a lot. So this is the total in line of duty, 191, right? January, for some reason, has had the most deaths. When you go by state, guess what? Texas, you're on top with 32. Granted, I'm sure they're not all death by gunfire, but total canine. When you look at this gunfire right here, gunfire, 53 cops have been shot down. Gentlemen, ladies, people on the show, please get your shit together. Stop committing senseless acts of violence. I just closed my whole page. That wasn't good. I lost my whole script, people. But it's okay. I'm gonna get it back. So we're doing this. Again, please do things right. You kind of there's no need to shoot anybody unless your life is really in danger. I don't know how else to say that. But on that note, we're gonna end today's show with a tribute to those officers because I feel that they need a tribute, and we're gonna end it just on that. So once again, thank you guys for listening to me. We're gonna come back next week. You might not agree with what we're saying. You might agree with what we're saying. But at the end of the night, I'm gonna always try to speak it real. Catch you guys next week.